You mute, bro. You mute, bro.
Yes, people. Welcome back to a match reaction. It's your boy
Yeah.
KapeHasPausa, and I'm with Gunner Street, of course, and we're back to react to Arsenal 2, Burnley 0. Another clean sheet, another win. We're currently, as it stands, obviously 10 points ahead of Liverpool and 9 points ahead of Man City. And Arsenal make that 7 wins in a row, 12 games unbeaten, and no, sorry,
Shit.
eight wins in a row. My apologies. 7 clean sheets in a row, 12 unbeaten. And
Wow.
yes, Steph, just how you feeling about this win and just how you feeling in general?
First of all, those numbers sound crazy, bro. Those numbers and 5 Premier League wins on the spin. Certain man are still looking for 5 wins in all competitions. Still can't get that.
Mm,
But 5 Premier League wins on the spin, like you talked about, you went through the numbers. Happy, bro. Very, very happy that we got the win today. Ultimately, a very professional performance. Feeling good after that. And yeah, man, it's good to see what Villa do. What hopefully Villa do later against Liverpool. Hopefully they get a win there and take us to 10 points. 10 points clear. 5 games in, people were already saying if Arsenal drop a few more points, I don't see how Arsenal can come keep up with this Liverpool team with the squad they've built. And now look at us, bro. 10 points clear Liverpool. They have a game to play. And now 9 points clear City. They also have a game to play. So we'll see how the weekend works out for us, man. Very, very happy with the result.
yeah, man, same. Like the way I feel like we played very, very good in that first half. Obviously,
Yeah.
moving the ball, creating a lot of chances. As he said, like bar the goals, Saka could have had a couple of goals. And then second half, obviously, it was a professional performance. We just, saw it out. Obviously, Cockers unluckily came off, after half time with the nose injury. Obviously, he was playing very, very well, and obviously Arsenal had, lost that threat in behind, but managed the game well.
Yeah.
Didn't really give Burnley anything or any real sniff. Mikel made some good subs, and in the end, we leave with another 2-0 win. 2-0 seems to be our favorite scoreline this season. We had multiple 2-0 wins this season, and to get the 4 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League and 5 wins in a row, the run that we're on is good. Like 5 out of
Very,
7
very
wins in this block of games, between the international breaks. Obviously, 2 more games now, and a lot of good performers today. So obviously, let's start with one of those good performers. Obviously, Victor Gyokeres. Obviously, me and you talked about him in our preview. We said that we want him to score. Obviously, he didn't get to score. Obviously, in the last weekend against Palace, obviously had the rest midweek against Brighton, and gets his goal early, first shot on first goal of the game, first shot for him. And I feel like a very, very, very good performance from Victor Gyokeres all round.
yeah.
Like, what's your words on the big number 14?
Big up Jokeres, man. He absolutely deserved it. I thought his work rate, his overall link up play, and I think that was the best 45 minutes that we've seen him in an Arsenal shirt. Me and you said it on the stream. It's not easy. It's not easy to come into this team, and the team is already has this developed style of playing, and you're coming in having to learn that, and you're known for getting goals, and you're known for getting goals in a specific type of way. He himself has been having to deal and fight in the wars against some centre backs. It's been very difficult for him in most games. But very, very happy for him that he got rewarded today with a goal. He came off early, like you said, with the busted nose, but then he was out there at full time, shaking hands and stuff like that. So it looks like he's fine. It doesn't look like there was anything on the injuries. Might have been precaution. He just might have been in the wars. Take him on the firing line. 2-0 up, a professional performance. So yeah, man. Credit to Jokeres, credit to the whole team. I thought it was a great team performance, but Jokeres' performance for me, man of the match in that first half.
Yeah, it was quality, man. That his link up plays and being improving in each game, and I feel like today was a different level from him as well. Running the channels well, back to goal, doing well to get control of the ball, find a pass. Was sharp, obviously, on his feet to take his goal again.
Yep.
Where you want your striker to be, and I feel like you saw his confidence grow, like taking on players, spraying that lovely pass for Trossard for that
How
second
can I
goal. That
forget?
obviously,
What a pass.
grass cutting kind of pass. Obviously, I didn't know he has that in his locker, but
Me
you can see
neither.
his confidence is showing, and he's getting used to being in this team. Obviously, I definitely feel like, yeah, alongside another player I will mention, I feel like he was man of the match that first half, but. It's sad the only sad thing is obviously him coming off of that injury. Obviously, you don't know if it's a broken nose, you don't know the extent. Mikel said obviously he couldn't continue, and we're gonna have to see obviously in the next couple of days how much that injury is. Obviously, hopefully, it is just maybe a minor injury, maybe he can play in the next game or be available for the Sunderland game at least. If not, maybe that's a reason for us to pull him out of the international break. I wouldn't mind that. But shout out to Victor Gokores,
Yeah,
man.
big
Happy
up
that he got his
Gyökeres.
goal today, and if he can play next week, I hope he gets another goal. Another player that we will talk about is Declan Rice. But before we get to Rice, just don't forget to hit the like button. Obviously, if you're tuning into the live, hit the like button, subscribe to KapeHasPausa and Gunner Street if you're tuning in, and comment down below your man of the match as well. But another candidate for man of the match was Declan Rice. Obviously, another good performance for him. First half was arguably one of our best players. Obviously, controlling the game, had so many
Yep.
touches, so many passes. Obviously, contributed for the first goal with his obviously consistent and deadly corners. Obviously, set piece again. It was what broke the deadlock. Obviously, set piece Alea, and it's a dangerous weapon. I'm happy that we get these set pieces. I'm happy that the ops and the mainstream media that hate on Arsenal are going to be discussing it again. And yes, continue. I hope Arsenal continue to deliver these. But with Rice's delivery, we probably will, because the arc, the whip that he has on it, gets it back there. Obviously, Gabriel gets his head on it, on Gokores scored, and then obviously took his goal well. Obviously, a lovely piece of play from Trossard, who also could have been a candidate for man of the match in that first half. Obviously, his 100th appearance. Congratulations to him, and he
Assist on
definitely
him,
played.
man. As
He
well, yeah.
definitely played obviously very well. Got the assist as well. Another assist for him this season, and Rice put his header away, and obviously in the second half we saw obviously Arsenal, the game changed, but Rice was still a mainstay, winning the ball back constantly, keeping composed in tight areas, and I think obviously my overall man of the match, obviously he played 90 minutes and had the consistent performance. But what's your words on obviously Declan Rice, man, the horse?
Yep. Declan Rice again was magnificent today. There's been a lot of talk about Caicedo. Caicedo, I'm watching Caicedo against Spurs. He's also having a very good game. But you have to credit the consistency of both of these players. First of all, I wanted to big up both of these players because that's been the big talk if they're the best in the league. And I think when you see Declan Rice in PFA Team of the Years, he was doubted by a lot of people coming into this Arsenal squad if he technically was good enough. And the development is crazy, KP. In the last 3 seasons, he's developed into literally one of the world's best midfielders. Your set piece ability, definitely one of the best set piece takers in the league. And the consistency of his whip has to be up there in all of Europe. That is outrageous. The amount of corners we score, he has to be rated for the consistency of not only his delivery, but getting us in dangerous positions today again. I thought Declan Rice was magnificent. There was a few other chances where Declan Rice wins the ball back, finds Zubamendi. Zubamendi plays Eze, finds Gyökeres finds Saka. Keeper makes a good save. But all that starts from good work rate and the work rate of Declan Rice. And he was consistent this whole game, whether that's bringing the ball out in tight areas like you mentioned, or winning the ball back in difficult circumstances. Up and down the pitch, he is also another player like Gabriel we talked about on the live stream that is starting to get impactful in both boxes. Not only defensively being a very developing into a stalwart, but going into the attacking box now, getting goals and getting assists on a consistent basis. That's what you want from £100 million midfielder, and he's developing into one of the best in world football, man. So credit to Declan Rice, my man of the match today. You definitely have to give it to him. Other one I want to big up, like you said, Trossard. Trossard got an assist on his 100th appearance. I thought overall he was giving Kyle Walker the skins. There was one opportunity we played a lovely, incisive pass into Calafiori. Calafiori should have done better with the chance. I wanted him to maybe take it first time, knowing that he has that shot on him as well to get goals when he's in those critical positions. But yeah, man, ultimately can't complain with a 2-0 victory. Very comfortable win. And yeah, moving on to the next Champions League game, man.
There you go. Like obviously, I'm happy Declan Rice, as you said, is effective in both boxes. Is continuously playing well. His delivery, set piece delivery, the best in Europe, the best in the league. It's not a fluke. I've been seeing this for the last 3 seasons now, and I feel like we have so many players that can impact, win us games, be good. As we don't have to just rely on a single player like the days of where we just needed Bukayo Saka to always dig us out of danger, or find us the win or an equalizer. Like it's you have multiple players now that can bring their own thing. You got goal scorer now, you got Gabriel, you got Rice, and you got another player that I want to talk on as well. Before we go, move on to the manager in Zubamendi, who
Oh,
again just oozes class, man. Like anytime you watch him play, he just dictates things, just moves things around. Him and Rice have a lovely partnership in that midfield. The way they complement each other, I call them yin and yang, as I said on stream. Like the way Rice covers ground, is the physical one. He's got the set pieces. Zubamendi just kind of glides around the pitch, elegantly passing the ball around, and just allowing things to tick. And I feel like he's been a breath of fresh air for us. Obviously, we've
Yes,
had good
right.
sixes. Party and Jorginho were excellent, but Zubimendi's another level, man. And
I agree.
I feel like he was also excellent today. I don't know what you thought about Zubimendi.
Yeah, Zubimendi, his way to you mentioned it on the stream, his way to passes up there was some of the best that have walked through these doors at the Emirates. Absolute quality with consistency of playing that ball over the top. We've seen it again when there was a chance for Gyökeres, I think, in the Palace game where he takes it on the spin and just flicks it over the top in one motion. So we know Zubimendi's class, and not only that, when we bought him, we known him. He was known for being like a pit bull and winning the ball back and maybe dictating the game. Now we're seeing him being able to take up those internal pockets of space, now being the more advanced one out of him and Rice. I know when Odegaard is out, we always wondered how the midfield would look. I know with Zubimendi into the team, you have to give him credit. He's another one that's not only developing his game as well under this manager, but has acclimatized to this league so well. There were a lot of doubts about if he physically could keep up in this league. We saw players like Lucas Torreira who were good, but they didn't really ultimately do what they should have been doing at Arsenal. But yeah, man, I give Zubimendi a lot of credit. Technically, one of the best footballers in our squad, and ultimately his work rate in there along with Declan Rice. Those two as a double pivot are ridiculous, man. And one of the
Yeah,
biggest reasons as to why we keep so many clean sheets. So credit to
that's
both of them, absolutely.
there you go. Obviously, and just on that point of the clean sheets, obviously it is Arsenal's. I think if I'm checking right now, I think it is Arsenal's seventh clean sheet in a row. If I'm correct, in all competitions, obviously fourth clean sheet in a row in the Premier League, and we got to credit the defense there. Obviously, we saw William Saliba come back into the team this today, obviously by surprise
Yeah,
to many of us, and that back five of Tips, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori,
yeah,
and David Raya, of course, behind them. They're just so formidable and so good. Obviously, it's the whole team, not just them, but those five players I feel like need a bit of praise. Obviously, we get so used to them being so good that we obviously we praise the team and we get gas about clean sheets, but we got to give these men the flowers that obviously they're pulling out,
absolutely.
making it so difficult for opponents to get any real joy, any real comfortable shots on target, and they give us a lot of confidence. Like us fans are calm when the balls are getting crossed into our box, when we're under the cosh a little bit in games. And I just want to shout out all of them. Obviously, Timber as well, especially obviously playing through injury last season, doing the surgery, coming back looking good. Gabriel as well, same thing. And Calafiori as well had an injury riddled season last season. Saliba, you saw him coming out. All of these players had some injuries last season and they've all been comfortable. Saliba come back from injury this season, looked completely comfortable. Like, just a word in the defense. And obviously, us getting seven clean sheets in a row is mad. Obviously, we do predict it and do want it, but actually seeing it happen in real life and constantly game to game is actually insane. Like, what's
Mm-hmm.
your show word on the defense and their contribution?
Yeah. First of all, before I even give my mention, everybody hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get into a goal of 10 likes on Gunner Street and 10 likes on KapeHasPausa's channel, guys. So if you're joining from the Gunner Street side, go over to KapeHasPausa, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're joining from the Cape side, hit the like button on Gunner Street, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this both streams to 10 likes. Hit the like button, people. Like up and share around. But yeah, man, that defense is monstrous, bro. Absolutely monstrous. The second goal today comes from a monstrous header from a long throw. They try to take advantage of a long throw in, and Gabriel comes in the air, clears everything out. Ball falls to Saka, and then we break, and then we ultimately score from it. That defense, when you watch them on a consistent basis, you really have to wonder. I think, and it's infectious. When one clean sheet turns to two, turns to three, turns to four, and then the guys on the bench are now saying, well, I want to be a part of this too. Where you see Nkapia coming off the bench. He got minutes at left back. The first left back minutes we really saw from Nkapia today. Really looked solid there as well. Didn't even miss a beat. Couldn't even tell. He came in there, slotted straight in on his third game in a row. His aggressive, his intensity is something that I'm looking forward to seeing for the rest of the season. And it's infectious, like I said. You see Mascara when he came in off the bench again at Anfield. He came in, did not miss a beat. These guys are coming in basically from the cold, and this being knowing that you're behind players like Gabriel and Saliba, that's one of the biggest pressures you can have at the biggest club in the world. So I give these boys a lot of credit because it's not easy to go here against these top level teams, clean sheet after clean sheet. And I'm not even talking about okay, we're holding on in games and we're just maybe having some good saves here and there. These guys aren't even able to get shots on target. I don't even know. Burnley probably got like one shot on target, but I don't even remember if they did. We've probably had two shots on target in the whole entire run we've been on in the Premier League so far. We're on an absolute mad run right now. And we talked about it on the stream. I would love for this team to get all the clean sheets and the win records and the goals conceded records. I want all those records because the defense is that good. And I want it to be remembered by people who watch the game 10, 15, 20, 30 years later to remember this Arsenal squad. Because watching it in real life, it's not even just us being good one-on-one defenders. We're shutting teams out in every aspect of the game. Like, without a doubt, we're one of the best teams in Europe, absolutely. So I have to give big praise to that defense, man, because they build the platform to get us here.
There you go, bro. Like, it's good. And obviously, just looking at some of the stats from the game, obviously Arsenal had the lion's share of possession. I think it was a lot more in the first half. Obviously, the second half petered out. Obviously, Burnley had some of the ball, but to no threat. Arsenal had 12 shots. Burnley only had 3. Obviously, 0 on target. Arsenal had 8 shots on target. Obviously, an XG of 2.47 to Burnley 0.42. 6 corners to 1. Of course, equal passing, to be fair. Burnley did try to pass the ball out, but Arsenal dominated. And just looking at some of the ratings for what Sofa scores given Arsenal players, obviously they gave Gokras a 7.2, Rice got 8.8, so obviously man of the match, of course. Calafiori, Gabriel, and Saliba both obviously over 7s, and obviously Saka, Eze, Timber, and Zubimendi obviously they gave it like a lower rate, and obviously I feel like Zubimendi and Timber were good. I think it was a quietish games from Eze and Saka for the most part. I think more quiet for Eze, Saka in the second half, but he did try. Should have scored 2 goals in the first half. Obviously, I'm pretty sure he'll be very, very, very disappointed himself. Obviously, the first one more than the second one. So the first one, I feel like he needs to do better. The second one, I think he does well, but the keeper makes a good save. And obviously, Eze did what he needs to do. Obviously, wasn't the shining star of the game. It was nice to see Ethan come on in the second half as well, get some minutes. Norgard as well, as you said. In KAPE, Lewis Skelly came on as well, and obviously Marino came on for Gokras, and he did all right when he came on. To be honest with you. It's just lovely to see another complete performance from us. So it's and a professional performance at that. Obviously, we move on to Slavia Prague on Tuesday. I think Mikel in his press conference mentioned something about that. It's possible that I think Zubimendi also came off with a little niggle and injury.
But he's resting. He's resting in midweek though, so hopefully he's back.
So hopefully he's back next week. Obviously, we don't know the extent of that injury. Obviously, it is a new league, so you never know at any point in time. Sometimes your muscles can give. Or let's see if that keeps him out of next week, and if that maybe potentially pulls him out of the Spain internationals. But obviously, that it is the World Cup qualifier, so I don't know if players are really going to want to not go there. But we've got Slavia Prague on Tuesday. Do you want to see a lot of rotation, or do you want to see minimum rotation secure the 3 points in the Champions League as well?
I do want to see some sense of rotation because I do think guys from the Brighton game showed enough to warrant playing again from the start in some aspects. I mean, Lewis Skelly came on today. He came on in like 5 minutes left to go, so not really much time to do anything. I can say the same thing for others. Maybe the only person who would say got a real minutes is probably Moreno. Got a half of football, but again, started up top, doesn't really give us the same threat as Gyökeres. And I think the incentive was more to just get the win, just get the performance and get out of Turf Moor 3 points. So I think a lot of guys deserve to start. I just like to see some rotation. I think you can rest maybe Saliba again. I noticed his first start, played 90 since coming back from his injury. Another surprise today. Mikel Arteta said he did train well and he did deserve to start. So that means he might be ready and raring to go. But I'd like to see 1 or 2 changes here. Maybe you keep Saka in for another game, give him another chance to really put those 2 misses right, give him another chance to get a goal. Maybe rest Eze, maybe give Ethan a start because he looked hungry when he came off the bench. Almost had a few chances, went wide just nearly. I do think he deserves a chance from the start as well. I think with no Martinelli, you have to maybe go Trossard again. So I guess you're gonna have to play some guys and you're gonna have to rest some guys. So it's really what Mikel Arteta wants to do. But ultimately, the next 2 games before going international break can set us up really, really well. That would be 4 from 4 in the Champions League. Definitely comfortable in the top 8 so far. And then whatever happens today with Villa and whatever happens tomorrow with City, and then they have to play each other in the week following against Sunderland. These next 2 games for Arsenal to say are massive for this period of the season. We could be looking very, very comfortable and very, very good in a few areas.
That's just it. Like, I do want to see a couple of some rotation on Tuesday. Obviously, I do want to see Ethan start. Obviously Ben White. Obviously, I think he can go afford. Obviously, given the opposition, and given some of the games we have after the international break, where you probably are going to want to roll with like the same kind of 11 for that Spurs, Bayern, and Chelsea game. You want to we give the likes of White, in KAPE, Mascara can get minutes as well. Lewis Skelly can start, of course, and Norgard, does he get starting there, or does Rice start the 6? Maybe you go a bit more attacking because it is Slavia Prague. Maybe you put Wanieri in there with Marino. Does Andrea News get some minutes? Do you give Saka, as you said, do you put Saka in, or do you give him a rest, let that down and play? You see that he can play at this first team level. And obviously on the left hand side, you probably gonna have to roll a Trossard or Eze, obviously, because obviously Martinelli, who knows his fitness, and if he's been out for the last couple of games, he knows if he plays. But we'll see what Mikel does. Ultimately, we should be winning at Slavia Prague, in my opinion. So that should be an opportunity for us to get another clean sheet. It's Champions League, but should be coming out of a clean sheet and a comfortable win, in my opinion. Making that 4-4 in the Champions League, and like it's as you said, two more games before international break. But obviously, if we do win that Sunderland game, we do put a lot of pressure on Man City and Liverpool. Obviously, they do play each other next week. So obviously, we see how they both do today. Obviously, they both win. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they both will put a lot more importance on either of them to win that game as well. And he goes, Ayamide says lose some weight. I say I don't know which one of us should lose some weight. And thank you for your comment, anyways. Yeah, drop a like as well if you tune in.
Drop a like.
That's just what it is, and I'm just happy with Arsenal right now, man. That we're just rolling out wins, rolling out clean sheets, rolling out professional performances, and
as we should be doing, man.
It just looks and feels good. Like being an Arsenal fan right now, and it feels like it's our season. The team is performing that way. That was a very, very good performance away from home against Burnley. And wasn't difficult in the first couple of minutes, but we wrestled to control that game, put them under pressure, and made it light work, really. And we've made a lot of these games light work. And Sunderland won't be an easy game next week. They currently are in the top 4, I think, right now. And obviously they got a game on Monday that they could win another home game. So Arsenal got to be on the A game. We hope Gyökeres is back and hopefully not injured for too long. And we can go there and end this, make it 7 out of 7, and really look at 11 games back, really analysing the international break at how great this team is performing at.
I mean, if you win the next 2, that'd be 14 undefeated in all competitions. How many would that be on the spin? How many wins is that on the spin? Maybe 10 or 9 wins on the spin?
It'd be 9, I think 9 or 10 in a row.
9 or 10 wins in a row.
10, yeah.
6 Premier League wins in a row. That's form. That's title winning form. And we talked about it in 23-24 in that back half of the season. That run that we ended the season with, that deserved to win a Premier League title. Absolutely, that deserved to win a Premier League title. So if we could probably do that to start the season, maybe build a good gap, build a good buffer, maybe we have the squad to really manage out the back half of the season. I think it's really just gaining as much points, putting as much points and space between City and Liverpool and our rivals, and then hopefully from there we manage out a good second half to the season, get 3 points in our next games, man. Because I think, like you said, this team is good enough to win this Premier League title. And I said, I want these records. I want the accolades to go along with it. That's how you remember these special teams. That's why you remember the Invincibles. That's why you remember this Chelsea 15-goal record. That's why you remember the 18-19 Liverpool and City teams, the teams that had 90-plus points consistently. I want this Arsenal squad to start wanting those achievements as well as winning a Premier League title, because that's what really sets you apart from just being any other winner of the league. How good were you that season? How are you going to be remembered? And I think this team has beginning potential to start a dynasty form, man. Really, really do. I think the defense is really what gives me that platform. I haven't seen, and definitely in Arsenal, we all were known for having an underbelly, being soft. I hear people talking about it to this day. And how Mikel Arteta and this team has changed that narrative, that we're so defensively solid, that people are coming to the Emirates, or we're even going away from home. People are coming to their own home stadium, playing against Arsenal and saying, I don't even know if we're getting a goal today. I don't even know if we're gonna get a shot on target.
Mm.
These are days we pray for, my brother. I'm telling you, days we pray for.
That's just it, man. It's been a long time coming. This team has been built well, and we look like we can stand proof. The season, and obviously go through multiple competitions. Have a certain level of performance, and obviously we're in a good moment right now. We're continuously winning games, and wins breed more wins. You go into more games with confidence. Teams already have a bit of a fear about you, and especially with our defense, obviously the records are there to be broken, and hopefully we do break them this season, and hopefully it does result in a win. You predicted the 2-0 scoreline, right, bro? So I gotta give you a
Yes,
credit there. You got
yes.
that prediction clean. Obviously could have been different if Saka took his chances, but he wanted to support you today, so we'll do that.
Today was
And
my day. Today was my day. You got the
but
well,
yeah,
you did get the Brighton prediction right, so I guess we're kind of streaking up as a duo.
But
As a
yeah,
duo.
just everyone in the comments, obviously, I mean, make sure that you are liking the streams. Make sure you are
Video.
subscribing to the channels if you're new as well. Let me know who your man of the matches were. Let me know how you're feeling just about the games before after we wrap it up here. We'll read some of your comments and just make sure that you're dropping a like. If you're on the Gunner Street side, make sure you're liking up the stream. Go over to KapeHasPausa, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're on the KapeHasPausa side, go over to Gunner Street, hit the subscribe button, hit the like as well. I think we have to also give a bit of credit as well to the Mikel Arteta, obviously, just
Yes, yes.
for the setup, obviously for this team being the way it is, but obviously getting the subs right, making subs early when he needs to, especially when he's seen players have knocks or there's certain any worries about any injury, and then obviously changing the formation, bringing on KAPE, Miles Skelly, making it a five at the back, shutting up shop, trying to match the opponent's team, and in general just him doing what's necessary, and like he's it's like he's getting almost everything right, and
Yes.
obviously even though we respect him a lot, it's not like he's always got things right, but he seems to get it so far. So just a word on the manager.
Yeah, you have to credit the manager today. I thought it was a good performance from the manager and from the team. Ultimately, we saw what Liverpool did. They almost lost against Burnley. It's not really a difficult easy place to go. Burnley have gotten some good results as well. They've beaten an informed Sunderland team at home as well. So we know Burnley can get results. They today had some guys that could carry the threat. But we couldn't tell if you were just watching them. If your first time watching Burnley today was against Arsenal, you could never tell all these things because Arsenal was that good. And you have to give credit to the manager. Again, they came out in not even the deep block, they came out in the mid block today. So it was another one of those oppositions where it was kind of difficult. But I think from early, we talked about moving the ball and passing through the lanes at quick tempo is the key to really unlocking these games for us. And I don't think he's gotten it tactically wrong in a lot of games so far this season. But again, today I thought the overall performance and the speed of the performance really was the difference maker, especially in that first half. So definitely give the manager credit. He made subs when he needed to make subs because when he made the subs, we were petering out in that moment. Mikel Moreno didn't really carry the same threat Gyökeres does have in behind. He didn't have Martinelli today, who's also some pace in behind. So other than Saka, until he got tired, it was kind of really relying on his running and his work rate, trying to stretch the defense. So credit to Mikel Arteta. Made subs when he had to make subs, managed the game very, very well. And again, we're talking about all these spectacular numbers and a spectacular form. This is something that if you ask the start of the season, if we know we're gonna go 12 games without a loss since the Liverpool game, people would have snatched your hand off. But yeah, man, have to give the team credit. Have to give Mikel Arteta credit. Let's move on to the next one, man. Another one coming soon.
That's just it, man. Obviously, everyone appreciate you guys tuning into the live. Obviously, this is a live reaction. Well, not so instant, but straight reaction. Obviously, 2-0 to the Arsenal. If you guys are tuning in from the Gunner Street side, remember, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, just go and subscribe. We have many lives coming out, obviously, daily. Obviously, with watch-alongs, we're making them a weekly thing. So tune into our watch-alongs. Enjoy watching the games of us. They're quite entertaining. They're quite funny. And obviously, we enjoy the football chat that we have, obviously.
Yeah,
we're both on the road to 2K subs, so hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you know when our lives are coming out, so you guys can tune in. From the KapeHasPausa side, don't forget to like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. I'm on the road to 2K subs, and we will see you guys in the next video. we'll let you guys know when we'll be linking up next. And yeah, I will be doing a watch along for the Slavia Prague game, so don't be afraid to tune in as well. Any last words, Steph, before we go?
Um, Big at Yokerez, needed that goal, still our top scorer. So when you're a top scorer at a top club, you have to give credit to the big fish. Saka, I wish he got 2 goals, but we kick on, my brother. And that defense, man. Chasing these records, bro. I feel like I'm defending with you guys, man. I'm addicted to these records, man. So let's go get them, boys. Continue to perform at the high level. Come on.
That's just it, man. This has been your boy Cape. It's been Gunner Street. Come on, you Gunners. We'll see you guys in the next stream. Appreciate all the love. And we're out.
Peace.
Have a nice evening.